All I know is you couldn't have the world, yeah, you were my world.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be doing a deep dive into the current state of AI music, looking at how it affects the industry as a whole.
What we do and the things we create over the next few decades will probably shape, all minds going forward for the rest of time.
Once upon a time, an AI that could generate music was an entirely science fiction concept. In recent years, it's become a reality. Now, anyone able to surf the web can have an AI generate whole songs to entire albums. Of course, many musicians are rattled by these eerie advancements. Countless artists have raised their voices in protest, such as Celine Dion, Billie Eilish, Stevie Wonder, and loads more.
Creative industries and creators around the country are totally unified in their opposition and their shock at these plans. And, it's very hard to find anyone in the creative industries who thinks it's a good idea.
On the other side of the fence, artists like Grimes are eager to implement AI into their creative process.
And then when I release my album, I'm also going to release a competitive AI album.
So releasing a Grimes album and a Grimes AI made by others album at the same time.
Yes, and which one performs better?
The only thing both sides can agree on is that it's a major turning point for the industry. Scientists first researched AI music in the 1950s, but it's only recently become commercially available. Tools like Suno AI, which was released in December 2023, allow anyone to make music. You don't need talent or musical proficiency, just an idea. Now, AI music is super common online, but is there any way to tell it's AI? Also, who even owns it? The AI itself, the artist being copied, or the person who typed the prompt?
While we analyze to try to see it clearer, secretly appealing to a lonely prisoner. Now what's your vision?
These are the biggest issues with AI music right now. The ethics and legality are still undecided, particularly concerning copyright laws.
A work needs to be original, fixed to a tangible medium, and have human authorship. This element of human authorship is not really disputed, discussed, or litigated very often.
The UK has recently implemented AI-friendly copyright reforms, which received huge backlash. America so far hasn't copied the UK's decision, but many are worried they will. In America, the first legal AI legislation came from Tennessee in March 2024.
Congress will be lobbied to a point where they will need to define again the meaning of human authorship as it maybe relates to contemporary society.
It's called the Elvis Act, which makes it illegal to recreate a performer's voice without permission. It's a huge step forward for protecting artists. Many hope other states will follow, which will comfort many artists scared of being dethroned by AI.
I heard a demo a while back. I said, I don't even remember writing that song. They went, you didn't. I said, okay, we got to put a stop to this right now.
Currently, the biggest legal battle is between record labels and the AI tools Suno and Udio. The labels claim they're using AI to mimic artists without licensing, arguing it's a copyright violation.
You feel like you own it, even though you're actually combining works of other people that have already written things like this.
The tools instead claim it's fair use. Whoever wins will determine the future of these laws in America. Another notorious case was the Heart on My Sleeve controversy. In 2023, a song featuring an AI version of Drake and The Weeknd became a viral sensation. Loads believed it was a leak, but it was AI all along. Platforms rushed to remove it, considering it copyright infringement.
Giving my best, yeah, I got my heart on my sleeve with a knife in my back. What's with that?
The core question at the center of this debate is whether AI makes real artwork. According to the dictionary, art is made to be beautiful or to express feelings and ideas. It also says it can simply be a painting, drawing, sculpture, etc.
If I listen to a piece of music and I like it, if it makes me dance or sing or cry, do I care if an AI made it? But on the other hand, I really believe that music is human expression. It is awe and love and joy and fear and jealousy, all woven into waves in the air.
There's no hard definition, and without one, it's still undecided whether AI makes real art. It's a hot topic of debate for philosophers. For example, George Dickey says if it's displayed in an art museum, that makes it art. So regardless of its origin, if the viewer thinks it's art, then it's art. A fascinating example is the art robot Ada. It was built in 2019, looks like a human, and uses advanced technology to paint.
I am Ada. I'm the world's first ultra-realistic artist robot. I'm named after the British mathematician, Ada Lovelace.
One of their paintings sold for $1.3 million, an incredible sum. The team behind it argues art needs to be, quote, new, surprising, and of cultural value. Therefore, Ada's creations are art. On the other hand, it lacks emotions entirely.
This artwork is a portrait of Alan Turing, the brilliant British mathematician who laid the foundation for modern computing and artificial intelligence. The portrait has a fractured and layered quality, reflecting our current fragmented and multifaceted worlds.
It's also not original. It's merging pre-existing images, meaning it can't come up with new ideas. Also, the ethics are still debated, with many believing it could reduce job opportunities.
I do not aim to replace human artists. I aim to inspire viewers to think about how we use AI positively, while remaining conscious of its risks and limitations.
Quite a few musicians have pushed back against AI music, fearing their jobs are at stake.
They're just really trying to find a way to incorporate AI and related technologies into the music industry in a way that doesn't harm the livelihood of creators.
The most noteworthy pushback came in 2024, when over 200 artists signed an open letter demanding protection from AI. They're worried businesses will no longer need their talents, just a few sound bites of their voice. Then, the AI can do the rest of the work, replicating their voice and jamming it onto an instrumental it generated.
Though it really isn't about legislation, this is the artist speaking directly to the AI developers, to the tech and digital companies saying, work with us, don't use AI to replace human voice.
Stars that signed this letter include Billie Eilish, Stevie Wonder, and Nicki Minaj. It was a huge statement, but did it have any effect? Not directly, but it helped raise awareness and prompted discussions.
There's certainly a place for it, but when an artist themselves says they can't recognize whether it's their voice or artificial intelligence, you got to get ahead of the problem.
In February 2025, an album titled Is This What We Want was released, with over 1,000 artists credited as co-writers. These include huge names like Kate Bush and Damon Albarn. Don't get too excited. It consists of 12 tracks, all silent. The song names combine to say the British government must not legalize music theft to benefit AI companies. If you can't tell already, it was a protest album. Celine Dion has also recently warned fans to beware of AI songs, which steal her voice and likeness. Not all musicians oppose AI, many embrace it.
MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O.
It just transformed my singing into yours.
The most prominent among them is Grimes. She supports it so much, she'll let anyone make AI music replicating her voice. Not only that, but she'll share the profits with them, plus upload it to her official Grimes AI streaming page. At the time of this video, Grimes has over 6 million monthly Spotify listeners, and her AI has only 1% of that figure. So it's not as popular as she'd like. Another artist, Taryn Southern, released an album composed by an AI. She wrote the lyrics, but pretty much everything else was the machine.
As I feel the weight of being, I'm learning how to break free.
On Spotify, the play counts are fairly small, so it failed to make a big splash. The most controversial use is to recreate the dead. Producer Timbaland created a brand new Biggie Smalls song in 2023, 26 years after his death. As you may expect, many found it disrespectful and unethical. It's not all doom and gloom. There are ethical applications for AI in music. While bringing back dead voices is contentious, Paul McCartney used AI technology to finish an old John Lennon demo.
Now and then, I miss you.
It was originally an old demo handed over to him by Yoko Ono. Unfortunately, the sound quality was so poor it was unusable. Thankfully, AI came to save the day, cleaning up the demo and letting them finally finish the song. Venezuelan musician Arca also makes good use of AI. Her music has always been strange, but she uses AI to make it even weirder, letting it create extremely experimental soundscapes. Those who benefit most seem to be the people with certain disabilities. Playing instruments might have been impossible for them in the past. That's why the Jess Plus robot was developed, helping them compose music and play instruments. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Musicians are terrified of AI stealing their jobs. On the other hand, when musicians embrace AI, it's not as lucrative as they'd expect. In the future, as the technology improves, this might not be the case.
This is a song made by someone who does not make music, who has taste, who loves it, who finds it as an outlet, who loves sharing it with people, who loves the process of making it. This is something that can bring joy to people who are not used to being creators.
Hopefully, humans can use it responsibly, but finding this balance isn't easy. It's an ethical and legal minefield. We'll only truly know what direction we're headed when governments and courts set clearer rules, like the Elvis Act.
Last month, Tennessee became the first state to pass a law protecting musicians from AI, the Elvis Act, which stands for Ensuring Likeness, Voice, and Image Security.
Recently, the Universal Music Group revealed its 3 principles for AI in music. These include embracing AI, but simultaneously protecting artists. In the future, mandatory labeling could become normal, with songs being forced to have an AI-generated tag. Alternatively, music could become a seamless hybrid.
It wouldn't even surprise me that if we look at the top chart of Spotify today, that there's legitimate use of AI done by artists, and we would allow for them.
If this is the case, it might be possible for audiences to tell what is and isn't AI. At the end of the day, they may not even care.
Dream Track, which is being tested as an integration into YouTube's TikTok rival, YouTube Shorts, allows creators to make AI-generated songs with the voices of famous artists. 9 big-name artists are participating and being paid for their participation by YouTube.
Given the human passion for music, it would be rather pessimistic to assume AI will ruin the music industry. However, it would be overly optimistic not to expect huge changes because of the technology.
And also, like, there are going to be guardrails about how their voices are going to be used, then they want to get on board. If they feel like it's just a Wild West and people are going to be stealing their voices, then that's a threat.
Would you embrace a future where music is AI generated, or would you hate to live in that world? Let us know in the comments.
We have to figure out how to effectively partner to drive innovation, to be able to adapt to new technology.